Hey there, Music Therapy Lads. We're going to try to get this. Look at that. 109 degrees Fahrenheit. That's right. I'll flip this back on me now. Doing a little vlog style here. Music Therapy Lads vlog on a scorching, searing, hot summer Saturday afternoon. Just got home a little bit ago. Took a quick shower. Wearing my Charger shirt. I don't know if you can see that. See that? It's an RT Charger like the one I had when I was 16 years old. That's right. I know. I don't know how I got that lucky, but I got to own a 69 RT Charger that I bought from a friend of my mom's ex-husband. They were divorcing, and he let go of that wonderful vehicle that I got into a lot of trouble with at the age of 16 for $5,000. Yes, I do wish I still had it. Anyway, heading over to my brother John's neighbor Joe's place in San Ramon, California, where we're gonna have he's having a summertime poolside barbecue music jam / party, probably old school Van Halen style. We'll see how wild it gets. But from what I've learned of Joe so far, he's a pretty cool guy, man. Same era as me, kind of like that 80s rock and roll. Growing up as a preteen and a elementary, middle school, teenager kid in the 70s, and then graduating into the 80s when we were actually our official teenage years, right? Going to high school during the 80s. That Fast Time at Ridgemont High movie, pretty close to true, like, except for maybe the football part. But I don't know, I wasn't into the football stuff. But yeah, pretty much the rest of it was kind of like that. They don't show as much, well, I guess they did have Spicoli. So Spicoli, of course, was doing all the toking of the partaking of the Herbis Maximus substances. When I was in high school, everybody smoked it. Not just what we called the freaks, the rock and rollers, the smokers, the cigarette smokers, but the jocks, and everybody partied, man. Everybody went to parties, went to kegers, drank, consumed, smoked, all kinds of stuff. So it wasn't quite as probably open as the 60s, in the late 60s and early 70s and mid 70s. And thankfully, by the time I was at that age, that at least for my age level, some of the other harder stuff was not really, it was kind of on the downside in a way, unless you were in some of the urban areas where people were doing worse stuff. So why am I talking about that? I don't know. I just got off a tangent there. Bottom line is, we're gonna have some music going on today, and Joe and his, I guess his band of musicians, friends, are gonna be putting on a show because they've been rehearsing for the last week, roughly, I think. But from what I forget his last name. He's a cool dude. Anyway, Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area rocker, and I think he got big enough to go do some, warm up. Kind of tours with some bands. I'm not sure exactly which ones, but I remember reading up a little bit that he did get far enough to where he had a really fun time touring behind some other bands and stuff. Mostly in California. I think he did some national stuff. I'm not sure that, but for sure in California and SoCal, LA area. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to that, and I do hope to get to play some, because I understand later in the evening there's going to be probably some open jamming allowed. So I'm not taking my amp, because I'm hoping that he's got a half stack or something, or at least maybe like an EVH, 2x12 or something like that. Maybe we'll see what he's got, but I'm hoping for something of that sort to plug into. I took my taking my little pedal bag that I had, my little pedal board bag that I set up for the last jam I had at my cousin's about a month ago, so I haven't really touched that since then much. I am taking the new pedal that nobody guessed, nobody even tried to guess in the Instagram posts and the Facebook post what Earthquaker devices, OG, funky sounding pedal I bought, and so I'll give it away now because I kind of gave it away on Johnny Bean's show last night with Jay Hannon. Jay Gizmachi Hannon. Yeah, it was cool. And we also had Sean, God, what's his last name? It's slipping my mind, but cool dude. He used to work with EVH Fender back a little while ago. So he was on the show talking about EVH gear because they were talking about the new EVH. God, what do they call it? It's like the lower cost series of EVH amps that they're having made in China. But you know, you can get it at a little better price. You can get like, you know, you can get a nice sounding EVH amp for not too expensive. So check that out. It's like a 5150 type amp, I guess. Is what I think it is, what I recall. Anyway, go check that out. But yeah, Johnny Bean did a video on them, and then him and Jay were talking about that. And then they got this guy Sean in talking about, I know his last name, it's just slipping my mind, talking about, you know, some more details about, you know, the EVH brand and the EVH gear. So bottom line is, I'm hoping that they'll have something cool like that to plug into. And I'm taking my Richie Faulkner V because why not? That's my favorite guitar to play right now. Even sitting down, that's right, I'm playing the classical style. I just rest it on my knee, and you know, I don't have a problem playing it like that. I don't whine about playing a V. Sorry about the fan that's blasting here, but it's 110 degrees outside, and I'm trying to keep cool. Kind of trying to keep the guitar cool in the back too. But yeah, that reminds me, I should put it on the floor as well, so it gets back there. But yeah, bottom line is, man, it's gonna be some fun times at Joe's house tonight. Ooh, beep, 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 because people are driving. It's going to be some fun times here in San Ramon very soon, and I hope to video some of me playing, and maybe my brother Andy playing. And I don't know if Joe and them are cool with me showing some of them playing, but if we just throw some snippets of songs in, maybe it won't be a problem. Because I'm sure they're going to be playing covers of some, you know, 80s metal and classic rock stuff. And considering that, you know, even though my channel's not big enough to really get dinged anyway, so why do I care? Why do I even care? Johnny Bean was telling me, dude, you know, do it while you can now. Play all kinds of covers and you know, just do some stuff with your keyboards and guitars and whatever, and don't worry about being demonetized because you're not even monetized yet, which, yeah, and even if I was, how much are they going to take? Like 50 cents? So, whatever. So I might as well, right? So, we'll see. I didn't have any time to practice anything, so whatever I'm going to be playing tonight there on keyboards, drums, bass, or guitar, whichever I can jump in on, I'm going to be just winging it. Which some people might have, you know, massive fear of doing, but I don't. Music is meant to be enjoyed, including when you're playing it. And I guess it could be scary if you're, you know, not confident enough to play well enough by ear to be able to play along with something. I mean, if they were playing some seriously alternating changes, metal kind of, you know, stuff in modes that I'm not familiar with or whatever, I'd probably have a hard time to keep up with that, and I'd just play the bass or the drums, right? So I can play along with that kind of stuff on bass and drums. Maybe even keyboards, but there too, I wouldn't be able to keep up with certain changes, I'm sure, so if I wasn't familiar with them. So yeah, there's certain genres of music like jazz and that where I'd be pretty lost in the mix. But yeah, it's going to be fun, man. So hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday. It's freaking hot over here. There is a pool there. There's a pool next door at my brother's too, and I'm sure my brother's place is going to be cranking the AC during the day. So depending on how crowded it gets there and how hot it gets there. And then, yeah, they're talking about the Bay Area being a little bit of that COVID Delta strain or whatever they call it. I forget what it's called now. The new strain that's coming from another part of the world that's kind of becoming surging here in the Bay Area, or at least they're threatening, or they're afraid that there might be a surge of it. From what I understand, the Pfizer shots that I got are going to keep me covered. And then even then, there's only a small percentage of people that are going to really get hurt by that if they get sick by it, right? So we'll see what happens, but I believe it's going to be pretty much a maskless event. So, yeah. We're coming to a dead stop here on the freeway on a Saturday afternoon just before 4 o'clock. What the heck? I think everybody I noticed is coming back from Berkeley working there today. I did a half day. It's like packed going towards the city. Why? Because it's hot as hell over here inland, is what they call it. And if you go toward the bay, you're going to cool off quite a bit. It's like 70 something there, 100 something here. So like 30-degree difference between just 20 miles, right? And that's because we've got the bay effect, if you want to call it that. I've never heard anyone call it that. But, you know, the bay effect, like kind of like the Cleveland or the Michigan lakes, the lake effect. I lived in Cleveland for a little while, in that area anyway. So I know of the lake effect. But yeah, bottom line is this, bottom line, I like to say the bottom line. Bottom line is that, yeah, a lot of people are heading out of the heat and out of the valley and into the coastal regions of California here for obvious reasons. It's freaking hot inland. So anyway, I should cut this vlog. I'm talking too much, as usual. Just want to remind you all that the secret to tone is in your mind, but the feel comes from your heart. You put them together using your fingers, hands, toes, tongues. I don't know, what else can you use? You can use teeth. You know, there's all kinds of body parts that you can put into action to make music with, right? You can use your breath. This lady using her breath blowing through a flute the other night at our yin yoga with singing crystal bowls event that we went to at the Purple Orchid. It's not a vineyard, but it's got like, it's amongst the vineyards there, and it's got a bunch of olive trees all throughout, which I'm sure they must pick and press some tasty olive oil out of at the very least. But so anyway, put all that stuff together and make some music. Maybe even olive oil. You can use it on your frets maybe to keep it, you know, properly. Don't do that. Lemon oil you can do, but not olive oil. I don't think olive oil should go onto your frets. But whatever you put together to make music, share it with the rest of the world, and rock on, man. Anyway, music therapy lasts out.